Hey, hi there boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Right, the Kpf Pz 70 tier 9 premium tank, heavy, and doesn't appear in the store too often, this one. And the reason I bought this tank was I'd been wrecked by him a few times. I think that's a lot of the reasons that some of us go for tanks. You come across them and you go, ooh, I want one of those, because it's probably just annihilated you a few times in a battle. And that was very much the reason I wanted this tank. And so when it became on offer a little while ago, I picked up the tank. Now, it's an odd tank, this one. Well, it is for me. It's not an odd tank. It's an odd tank for me to buy, purely and simply because, on the face of it, it would be a tank that I wouldn't necessarily wish to drive. It's a big derpy monster. You know, generally speaking, you're going to be whacking out around 500 alpha. It's got 13-second reload. It doesn't have great armor. It will take a bounce if angled, but you do need to keep it hull down. It's got a pretty good turret, but not great in the hull. And it does take a long time to reload. I mean, you will whack out nice pieces of alpha, but so it wouldn't necessarily be a tank that I would enjoy driving. And certainly the first sort of 3 or 4 battles I had with this tank, I sort of I wasn't really getting it at all. But like any tank, if you're not getting the best out of it, it's because you're not driving it right. And I then started to play it differently, play with the tank a bit more, and I've actually found myself recently just jumping in this tank when I fancy a bit of fun, rather than pushing a line or, you know, worrying about your win rate or things like that. Just having a bit of fun, and I'm having a bit of fun in this tank. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm just pushing this poor E75 around the place. I'm a chronic, and this poor lad, he's just all over the place. Yeah, it's got a very good turn speed. It's got a very good gun. 13-second reload on the gun, but it does do some monstrous damage when you get that shot in. Now, we're not going to set the world on fire in this particular game. I did enjoy the one-on-one with the E75 there. Unusual for an E75 to be pushed back and penetrated so easily. So I must admit I enjoyed that aspect of gameplay in this particular tank, in this particular game. But we've pretty much pushed right. We've done well, and we've cleared these guys out. I don't think I actually picked up a kill in that game. Did about 3,000 damage. But if you drive the tank the right way, it can be very, very effective, and it is a lot of fun to drive. It's got a good turn of speed. It looks great. I love the way the tank looks. Bearing in mind that most of the tanks that feature in this game are of the sort of World War II era, this very much looks like a modern tank. Especially with the Cavalry camo on it, it just looks great. And I have to say that I just find myself more and more, you know, when I want a bit of fun, driving this tank. It's, yeah, I just enjoy it. And I get some, I have to say, I get a pretty good level of win rate and success in this tank. So yeah, here we are. Now I've got a classic situation here where got a hull down turreted monster over there. So yeah, we haven't got many shots through him, even with heat loaded, and bang, straight through the turret hatch. Have some of that 474 damage, and use the speed, relocate during your lengthy reload, to effectively, you know, cause the enemy team more grief. That's what we're in the business of doing, yeah. And I do enjoy this battle because obviously I'm doing my very best to protect my hit points. As I've said, you will take bounces in the tank, especially if you face hug someone. It does have a reasonably good turret, but its lower plate and sometimes its side armor are particularly easy to pen. So you just have to learn how to drive the tank to its strengths rather than expose its weaknesses. Now, my friend here on the right, he's exposed himself too much, but this is what you also do. You use the hit points of your team sometimes. He's had guns focused on him, which has allowed me to continue to keep sticking in the damage and look after my own hit point pool. The battle's looking pretty even at this point. I know we've got a TD up on the left here, who definitely needs to be gone. So I'm gonna push up, see if I can get this guy cleared. Don't have the gun depression to do it there, so I've got to expose my tank, hopefully get down here and clear this guy up before he gets a shot on me, which I do. So that's kill number 1. So have a look at the situation on the ground. We are tanks up, however, yeah, we've got a couple of our guys over there. One is a one-shot and about to be taken out, so I need to get over here and stop the heavies pushing aggressively on this flank. So, yep, you might have felt good taking out my T-bait, but now, Mr. Tiger 2, I'm going to be pushing on you. And, yeah, all I'm going to do is face hug this guy. He's going to have difficulty penning me. Again, we saw this in the last game. Just wait for the reload. Have some of that. Thank you very much. And go back to the lobby. So, yeah, taking 2 kills now. About 2,700 damage. There's one guy left. It's the standard B. Has actually had a very good game. He's been effectively sticking shells into the rest of our team. So we're going to drive across here. We haven't got spots on this guy yet, so as I'm driving through, might as well take the red cap off the B cap, see if we can get this guy spotted. I've got plenty of hit points, so I'm not too worried about getting into potential one-on-one with this guy. And then as we move on from here, we get this guy spotted, and then it just becomes a bit of a race to see who's going to take him out. And I must admit, I ruthlessly and selfishly deliberately cut this guy off because I want this kill, not him. So I come around here, snap shoot him on a drive-by, and I pick that one up for kill number 3. Yeah, just really enjoying this tank. And look at the earning coefficient. I know I'm running premium account, but look at that, 114,000 credits for that, 3,000 damage and 3 kills, and only a second class mastery. Okay, our final game in this tank. Here we are on Vineyards, and everybody's sort of dithering around the place initially. So I'm going to head over to the C cap. Use the speed of the tank to potentially, hopefully, get over there nice and quickly. Use the terrain so that when I am going to potentially expose myself to enemy fire, I'm angled up. Sometimes you get people firing through that gap there, so I'm maintaining that angle. Got a spot on an enemy heavy, and we're going to push to the extreme of the right flank in the town area here. Again, maintaining an angle. One of the things that a lot of people don't do is they just drive to where they want to go without thinking about the angle of their tank whilst they drive. That's why I drive like that. So yeah, T49 here appeared. That was a bit of a game glitch. Thankfully managed to take the bounce off him. So we managed to get one shot in, and we're having a look at the situation here. So the heavies are split up somewhat. This is going to allow me to isolate this guy on the right. Whack, a nice piece of alpha in there. Unfortunately gets snagged up on the wall, so I can't pull back enough and take a shot. So now I'm going to look at potentially trying to focus fire targets with the rest of my team. I'm very much keeping an eye on this guy on the right here, and there we go. Thank you very much. One shot kill, and that is kill number 1. So we've already racked up around 1,500 damage. Now our teammate here, he's decided to push very aggressively onto this guy, isolate this tank. Not necessarily a bad call, but he didn't have the hit point pool to do that. So we need to get round here and as much as possible take the pressure off him. So I expose my tank, probably too much, but get this guy's gun cleared. Doing my best to angle the tank, try to take a bounce, don't quite pull it off, but that was a reduced shot. Whack a lovely piece of alpha in there, and so we are hit point trading to a certain extent, not always an effective style of play, but if we can get this tank cleared, then we pretty much are going to be in charge of this part of the battlefield. So we get this guy cleared up for kill number 3. Take a bounce off T49 there. He must have been pretty fuming with that one. Try and chase this guy down. I don't manage to get round to him enough, but yeah, not a bad game at all. 3.5, well, 36, just under 3600 damage, 3 kills. I just love this tank. If you see this in the store, boys and girls, grab one. It's a great fun tank to drive. Anyway, thank you for supporting the channel as always, and good hunting. Bye for now.